Hey y'all, it's me, Chess. So, as most of you guys know, I've been talking about this podcast that I wanted to start, and today is my very first episode in honors of Mother's Day. The podcast is called Pretty Little Mom. Today, we have my mom, and we're just gonna talk about a lot of motherhood like stuff. Everything is free flow. Everything will be realistic. Cut your Okay. So again, the first episode we're gonna talk here about motherhood for the most part. And again, this is my mom. So for starters, Mom, you wanna introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Francine Aguilar Thompson, and I'm Tessa, mother of five. She's the baby. So, but that's
And to know my mom, it's a blessing, and it's a lot that comes with it. Okay. So for starters, just tell us about yourself. Like, how old were you when you became a mom? The first thing you thought when you first found out you was going to be a mom? How was that experience?
Actually, it was a crazy experience because I really wasn't trying to be a mom. I was just, like most young folks, just playing around with something I had no business playing with and got
Around
caught.
Valentine's Day, huh?
Girl, yeah. Girl, yeah. At the tender age of 16 and 17 when I had the baby. So, and I have no regrets. I mean, it was exciting. It was scary. For the most part of it, it was an experience among many experiences I've had that I just chucked up and rolled with.
Okay. Because I know that you were 25 with five, kind of like six kids.
Five,
Clarice.
six, yeah.
Yeah. Clarice is my sister too.
Look,
Yeah. But what I was gonna say. So, how did your parents respond to all of it? Well, let's talk about the relationship with you and your mom first.
my mother and I had an amazing relationship. I mean, um, everybody has their own weight and meaning of the word amazing, but my mother was amazing. She was supportive. She was there. She loved me, and that's all that mattered.
Okay. So when you told everybody in your family, I guess that you were having a baby, how did that go? At 6, 17? How
At
old?
16, I was pregnant. At 17, when I had the baby, I was a senior in high school when I had Jonte.
Okay.
Um, I had a lot of people that was like okay with it, and then I had a lot of people that was actually not okay with it. But it went on. It just moved on.
Okay. So the relationship with you and your mom, um, do you feel like it have an effect on how you were as a parent, or how did you mother your kids? Do you feel like that had an effect at all?
Definitely. The way I was mothered, the way I was brought up as a child, it had a lot of impact on me being a mother, on things to do and things not to do. So, I mean, I used it, and I used what I thought I needed, and what I didn't think I needed, I switched it, you know, made the best of it.
So what you needed and what you didn't need.
Um,
I need detail on that.
okay, you want to go deep.
Yeah.
Well, definitely the ass. I mean, the whippings. I believe in corporal punishment. I believe in whipping, but I believe in letting you know the reason why you're getting it, along with being a young parent. You don't want to feel that you're being taken advantage of. So I went on ahead and did what I had to do to raise you guys. And I mean, it wasn't easy, but it wasn't hard. And I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, it's hard raising a child. It's hard." I don't think so. I don't think so
Because
at
you
all.
ain't played.
Because I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. Education. Education was something that I pushed. Um, Letting you know that, you can become anything in this world that you want to be, as long as it's positive and it's going to make you some money. Letting you know that there's an opportunity out this world of careers you can choose in the right path you can go down. I mean, I could have been anything in life. I lived in a neighborhood where there was everything. There was drug addicts, drug dealers, winos, prostitutes, but all of them watched out for us as kids growing up because that was a part of my village, you know. And they told us, "We got you. Go to school." Or if anybody came along messing with us, leave them kids alone and let them go to school. We had that kind of village, you know. The village wasn't a horrible village, even though some of you may have grown up in the hood, some of you may have not grown up in the hood, but I loved it because it let me know some of the stuff I'm walking past every day and some of the people that I see every day, I don't want to be like that. You know, so, I mean, my mother, she never pushed education as much as my father did. My father always told us to go to school and become something. And that's why he was so proud when I became a nurse. That's why he was so supportive when I was in school. So.
Okay. So you are Aguilar Johnson now. So you had a prior marriage as well.
Yes, I was married to your dad.
So with that being said, do you feel like your relationship with him had an impact like on things that happened with your children, whether we were children or even in our adult years? Because, you know, most behaviors are learned behaviors.
Right.
So do you feel like some of the things that you tolerated or dealt with, it impacted or had some kind of effect on your children in some kind of way?
Well, the more the short it did, whether it be negative or positive.
Do you think more negative than positive?
I never think more negative. I never think more negative because I don't see the things that could have happening. So I believe all times in positive. And to me, the positive always outweigh the negative. I don't look for things that could have, would have, should have. I have no regrets on my relationship, past or now, past, present, or now. I believe it all had some impact on us. You know, the relationship I had with your dad, it could have been better, but it wasn't. I tried. It was one-sided. I can honestly say it.
When you say one-sided, what you mean it was one-sided?
It was mainly me trying to hold a family together.
Why?
Due to the fact that I being a teen mom and I pride myself on having 5 children for the first man, for the only man. I thought that, you know, if I stay, you know, and things will get better and things will work out and maybe he'll change and this, that, and the third and blah, blah, blah. And it didn't work out that way.
And that's okay.
And truly that's okay. Because guess what? I take everything that happened in my life that some may perceive as negative, I took it as a positive because it was a lesson. It was a lesson. It was a lesson to learn that I have to learn to love myself before I expect anybody else to love me. You know, and to me that's a part of growing. And when you're growing and you continue to grow, because no one is grown.
For sure.
No one in this world is grown. When you're grown, that means you're planted in the ground, deceased, to rear no more. That's grown people. Whether you're 5, 35, 85, or 205, then you're grown as long as you're deceased. But to me, as long as you have breath in your life and in your body, you have potential to grow daily. And depending on how you want to grow, what do you want to do, and how you want to do it, by all means do it.
Okay. So, in your own honest opinion, do you feel like you're a good mother? Or we all know with any situation, any title, there's always room for improvement.
Definitely.
We already know that. But do you feel like, I understand that you tried your best or you did what you can do. But do you feel like the way that we've all grown so far, do you feel like you're a good mom, or how do you feel about your own parenting?
I mean, as far as my own parenting, like I said, I choose to go routes, you know, from your grandmother, your great grandmother, your dad's side, as well as my mom, my side, with those two with those amazing women, you know, rearing me into to be the mom that I am. Um, I made mistakes. You know, I made mistakes, and I'm not too prone to say that. But what I did with my mistakes is I tried my best to fix it and revamp it and tweak it so it can be actually the best part of me. You know, I don't have no regrets on anything in my life that happened, from the molestations to the abuse to being ostracized to all of that. I have no regrets because all of those to me are life lessons. And they're the reason why I am the person that I am today.
Right.
I have so much love in my heart for everybody.
Yeah, I know, and sometimes that bothers me.
And
I'm not asking you to hate nobody, but because don't play with me. That'd be my thought. Don't play with me.
What you mean?
Or don't play with my mom.
No. Well, you know something? I've learned that every battle is not mine.
No, every battle is not yours. That is 100% correct. But again, sometimes I feel like don't play with me.
No.
Don't play with me.
And it's not a play with you. It's actually people, and they're gonna have objections. They're gonna have. There's a bunch of naysayers. They're gonna have different opinions about me and how I do things and how I done it. And I just take that in stride. You know why? Because at the end of the day, I can't please everybody, and I'm not gonna try to. So
yeah, that's true. But even too, like me, like you said, I know that you long for a lot of love or relationships from, you know, certain people in your life. And even if they don't give it, that's fine. But I feel like, you know, watching you as my mother want these things, it gives me a cold heart kind of, and I could kind of be like a B word, you know. And then I just be like, yeah, I don't have to deal with you. I don't have to deal with this. I don't need it. And that's it. I'm not, and it don't have, I don't feel like it has nothing to do with being like forgiveness and all of that other stuff. But it's just to me, your peace is worth everything. And if you can't have the peace with certain people, why continue to try or strive for it? You wish people well, and then they go on. And that's what I'm saying. I don't like the fact that you have a big heart, because sometimes I feel like that could be a weakness. You know, I look at it like sometimes that could be a weakness, you know, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with, you know, having a big heart. It's nothing wrong. But that gives people the opportunity to walk over you or to treat you however they want to treat you or to do anything like that. In which, as your daughter, I've seen it done to you. And then, of course, that caused me not to like people. But,
well, like, when you get to a state and an age of maturity in your life, I ain't going to say grown. Because remember, I said grown means you're...
You said maturity.
But when you get to a state and age in your life where maturity has become a part of your life, you take those things. I look at those things are not my problem. That's all what you said is not my business. My business is to give the love that God gave me to live. What everybody else think about, what everybody else choose to feel about me, because that's their business.
Right, correct.
That's
what I said, but I'm a person that I have zero tolerance. So with that being said, I do share the love that I do have for those who may want it or who those that reciprocate it.
I don't believe in conditional love. I believe in unconditional love. Unconditional love, to me, is a love that God gave. Conditional love is the love that man gave. I don't care about conditional love. conditional love is not even a part of my vocabulary. I don't even think about it. Because the unconditional love that God has given me, that's why the blessings continue to flow. And I will stand on that forever.
And that's true, Mom. That's 100% true. But I'm not God, and I don't have that. God I don't have that heart in me.
When you become mature,
but it don't have to always do with maturity.
When you become a mature adult, you will learn how to turn that other cheek and know that all of those things are not your battle. Those are not my battle.
Exactly, and that's why I refuse to deal with it, because it's not my battle.
Those so are therefore, not my battles.
You know, I can still love you and I can still genuinely care. But again, if it's disturbing me or my inner whatever I have going on, I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to. Even if I want it, I'm not gonna deal with it, and then you just go on with life, kind of.
True.
In a sense, that's just how I look at it.
And that's your opinion.
Yeah, and as I said, we both have our opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. We could be opinionated
women. Look at the
women.
age difference. I'm
and
56,
that is true.
And you're what, 31?
Girl, 29.
Girl, 31. So at the end of the day, I just look at things. I just keep on trucking.
That's all you could do, yeah.
And that's all you could do.
For sure. You keep on trucking, and I feel like some people just get left behind.
And we do drop people off because everybody has a season in your life.
And that's true.
And some people's season is longer
than others, for sure.
Thank you. And then some people just drop off like a wilted petal on the rose. And it just because they dropped off like the wilted petal on the rose, it doesn't mean that I care less about them. It's just now they're not a part of what I used to be. Because as I grow and continue to grow and continue to mature and continue to be a better person that Francine Aguilar Johnson is, I don't expect everybody to be on my journey. That's the journey that I have to fulfill. And I've gained some people and I've lost some people.
Absolutely.
And with that saying, that's just life's process. That's the ecosystem in the human's life. We all evolve. I hope everybody evolves. I hope. Because if you don't, I see people on Facebook and girl, you still the same from high school. Girl, I ain't never changed. I'm the same person. Look at me. They're showing a picture of them 15 years ago. I'm the same person. And I'll be like, wow. I don't ever want to say that. Because that means you have no growth and maturity invested. I don't want to be the same person I was 20 years ago. I want to be
Absolutely
better.
Correct. Absolutely
all the time better.
Correct.
All the time better.
Okay. Okay, so even with your children, that's something, I guess, to teach. I'm no mother. I don't know. 100% don't know. But, okay, so even now, like, I have a lot of friends and some family who's like living without parents. Do you feel like you've invested enough or taught enough to your kids to the point where you can say if anything was to happen to you like today or tomorrow, they would be okay? They would, learn. They would know kind of how you're prepping them kind of how to live without you.
Well, I hope that I raise sponges. I hope that they absorbed a lot of information that I gave them. I hope that my kids would actually accept the things that I've taught them. Some of them are late bloomers. I was a late bloomer. I don't have no regrets on how I raised my kids. But you have some that are late bloomers and you have some that's getting it now. And in either way it goes, it's still something that I instilled in them. So I'm more than sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that they're doing exactly what I told them to do. And as far as when I'm gone...
Child, cause see me.
Yeah, well,
oh, Lord.
That's why we're called individuals. That's why it's a thing called individuality. And individuality... We are not, no two people are on the same accord. You have to join to be on that accord. You have to be inspired to be on a same accord with someone, or it has to spark something in you to say, okay, I'm going to go that direction because I like what they're doing. You know, and the crazy part about that is I had that in my life, you know, but I chose to do what I wanted to do. And sometimes doing what you want to do, you bump into a lot of walls. And I'm not perfect, but I ran into a lot of walls.
But that's life itself.
Yeah.
Everybody runs into walls.
Definitely.
Nothing is completely smooth sailing.
Yeah.
It's going to
Not
always
at all.
take a turn somewhere.
Nothing at all.
Okay. So do you feel like your children have that same like love and compassion for you? Do you feel like your children look at you like this? My mom is a great example of someone. Or
It's
how do you
scary.
think your children
It's
may
crazy
feel?
because it's scary how you guys love me. It's scary to see and feel and be a part of how you guys perceive me. I mean, it's like next to God. And sometimes I don't know how to handle that because I don't want to feel that pressure.
What pressure?
It's pressure, girl. It's pressure. I'm telling you,
Wait,
it's pressure. It's pressure, girl. It's pressure. Being the best mom, and then you bring your friends around, and all your friends and all the people that you know, they feel the same way, like I'm this perfect person, but I'm not. I'm flawed.
So do you think
in
any
so
of your,
many
that's what I
ways.
was about to say. So do you feel like all of your children look at you like, oh, my mom is like this perfect person? Or,
Yes.
okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's what you think.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, because in some of y'all, not all of y'all, but some of y'all really feel that I'm just this person that without flaw. I don't think so. I'm just human.
Okay, so let's take it this route. I'm the baby of the bunch, and I think I'm the most attached to you. When you say you look at it like you think that we say, oh, my mom is not flawed or something like that, how does it make you feel if I say to you, some of the things that happen in my life, I could fault you for that. And if some things that I've seen you do, maybe I did the same thing, and now, because I've grown, years later, I can say, yeah, Chess, that probably was not the best decision for you, even if you did see your mama doing it, or you did see, you know, mom X, Y, and Z. A lot of stuff. I'm not sure about your other children. I only can speak on me.
Yeah.
The voice of the other four, that's their voice. I don't know.
Right.
But if I sit and I say, well, some things that happen in my life is your fault.
And I would say, I highly doubt that very seriously.
Okay.
I would say that you saw me go through something. You saw me evolve through what I've been through. So once you've seen the outcome of whatever the particular situation that I've been through, and it was okay, that's up to you if you want to go. Don't fault me.
Okay.
You know, things my mother have done, things my father have done, if I chose to do the things that they've done, I would never fault them. That was just an avenue that I chose to go through. Knowing that other avenues were available. Knowing that I could have curbed that, you know, and went another route.
Yeah, but you don't really realize those things until years later when you can actually sit back and think on
about
it.
True.
You know.
True. I am the author of me, Francine Marie Aguilar Johnson. I'm my author. I'm nobody else's author. My life was my life. If you choose to mimic behind me, that's fine. If you choose to
But things
not
like
mimic
you said,
behind
if
me,
you choose to mimic behind something that you did, but if you know, with you being who you are now, like this is wrong, you still would encourage it just because of the simple fact, like, this is my child, and I mean, I made the same decision, or I did X, Y, and Z. So is that something like you would still encourage?
No, I wouldn't encourage it. If I know it's a wrong situation, I wouldn't encourage it. I really wouldn't. I would try to tell you to go another route. But at the end of the day, you're an adult.
Do what you want to do.
And you're going to do whatever appeases you. And your outcome is your outcome. I feel nothing, even being molested as a child, I feel nothing is my mother's fault. You know, back in the day, yeah, I kind of like figured that a little bit because it was kind of hard for me to, you know, deal with stuff. But as I grew and as I matured and as I seen things for what they were, I went on ahead and, you know, just was like, no, that's not her fault. And it ain't my fault either. It was just some nasty nigga that wanted to do what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it. And that was not my fault, neither my mom. Because I was a child and my mom was unknown, was not known about whatever happened.
But in a sense, your mom is supposed to be your protector.
Yeah, she's going to be your protector. But at the end of the day, I can't expect for my mom to be there 24/7. Not at all. Not 24/7. You know, I mean, everything is put on mom, and minimum things is put on dad. But
why do you feel that is? Because most of the time, I know you be seeing all these mamas online. They be, oh, I'm a mom, I'm a single mom.
That's a choice.
But you don't see a lot of men advocating, dad.
Single mom is a choice. Being a single mom is a choice. I chose to leave your dad. For many reasons that I chose to leave your dad. A lot of women choose to leave the guys that they're pregnant for, leave their husbands or whatever the situation may be. No telling what's going on in that situation there. I do know some women that get pregnant just to get pregnant. I do know some women that get pregnant while they're married. I know some women that get pregnant just to make the other woman mad or the wife mad. It's a whole bunch of reasons people get pregnant. They got a whole lot of oops babies out here. And if you don't know what oops babies is, okay, oh Lord.
That's you and your sneaky link.
Yeah. See? Well, that's today's version of it because I ain't never heard of that before. But I do know one thing. It's a bunch of oops babies out here. And then you got to learn from that.
You do.
You have to learn from that. You know, I strongly believe women are single mothers because they choose to be. They don't know how to be in a relationship. You know, a lot of people run when things get tough. They love that song, New Edition, Can You Stand the Rain? But it's going to rain a lot in your relationship. And what you going to do, run?
Well, Jay-Z said we changed the forecast.
Okay.
We go somewhere else.
Okay, well, go somewhere else. And that's what a lot of people are doing. And that's why they don't have family structures these days. That's why there's no family structure. You know, the songs I listened to when I was coming up in the 70s and the 80s, they was more family oriented about keeping the family together. These songs here today is like F a nigga. I could do it all by myself.
Well, not me, baby.
Yeah, and crazy as it sounds, that's the exact way everything is going. That's why you have all of these kids out here doing what they do. They angry. They don't have fathers. Their mama don't know half the time who the daddy is. Their daddy know who they is, but he don't want to be bothered because the mama crazy. You know, it's just a whole lot going on with kids in the world today, and I really feel sorry for them because it's not their fault. Everybody's pointing the finger at the kid, but nobody's making the mom and the dad come forward and be responsible and accountable for their children at these young ages that they are.
But you can't always say that because I know situations where some people grew up in a great family. They had 2-parent households. Both of the parents got legal jobs, you know, church and education and all that. But that's the life that they choose to live. You know, everybody, you can't always fault the parent because sometimes you have, you know, like, sir, you grew up in private school. You didn't have to go through this.
Well,
you didn't have to go there.
That person felt the need to belong. And that's a
Yeah,
lot of
probably
people
felt
don't
the need to
understand.
belong, yeah.
You have to have a need to want to belong to the area that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I grew up and I felt the need to belong, I wanted to be with the group that was walking up and down the street, but I had to not go too far because I know once my mama say, "Friend, bring your ass inside," I had to be right there to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got a lot of kids that's all messed up, and they messed up because they don't know which way to go. But if you read about adolescence, it's a time in your life where you're supposed to be screwballed. You're going to be screwballed because you don't know what to do. You got this life that's turning around. You got these changes that's going on with your body. You got this deep voice that's coming along. You get this Adam apple in your throat. You got a period coming. All of these changes in your life, and you just don't know what to do with it. You got breasts growing. You got hair growing. You know, you just don't know what to do with all of that. And some people, their parents sit down and talk to them like mine didn't. You know, back in the day, your parents didn't talk to you about sex. They didn't talk about the changes in your body. They didn't. A lot of people my age, and I'm 56, a lot of people my age and older, they never had those birds and bees conversations with their parents. So you get out there and you play around. And back in the day, they used to say, play PUSSY, you get caught. And I got caught.
I know you have. I ain't know.
And I got caught because you didn't know. You didn't grow up back in the day.
Baby.
So, I mean, you get caught. Mm-hmm. And I mean, and at that time, also your peers are more important to you than what your mom say. So sometimes my girlfriend will say, girl, you don't need to do this, girl. And your mama telling you on the other end, you need to go do this and you need to do. So you twist it. So to be on the cool side and to make it look like you down with your friends, you're going to listen to what your friends say. That's going to get you in trouble. And that's what happens. Most of us listen to what our peers say instead of listening to what your mom and your dad say. You know, peer pressure is worse than parent pressure. And that's what's going on with a lot of the kids today. You know, they got all of this stuff going on with who a G and who this and who gay and who lesbian. All of that could be a part of peer pressure. Your body's making changes and you don't know how to accept that. So you're going to ask your friend, you feel more comfortable with asking your friend why it is going on with your body, why that going on with your body. And your friend just as dumb as you. And you're going to listen to their conversation and their false pretense and beliefs, and you're going to run with it. Opposed to listening to your mom who's going to steer you in the right direction.
Well, I mean, like you said, everybody don't have that. You said like you didn't have it.
I didn't have it.
You had to figure some things out.
I didn't have it, and that's why we had conversation. How much conversation did we have?
Yeah, we had a lot of conversation.
We talked a lot.
Yeah.
Too much. But we talked a lot, and I allowed you guys to say things and invent, and just like I said things, invent. It wasn't just a house where, you know, I have the only say-so and the last say-so. We all have a conversation. We all gonna have to voice our opinions. Mm-hmm. You know, that's what makes the house stronger. You know, that's what makes the house stronger. I mean.
So let me ask you this. Even with all of that being said, you've been without your mother for how many years?
Ooh, too long. She's been gone since 2001.
22 years?
Yep.
Okay. So if you could have a conversation with her.
Jesus.
What conversation do you think you would have?
I would get a chance to tell her, thank you. Mm-hmm. I have never gotten that chance to really sit down and say thank you. You know, thank you. There's no parenting book. None. There's no perfect parenting book. But you did your best. And I appreciate it. And I thank you. And I love you.
So was there ever a time like she disappointed you or you were disappointed in her about anything? Or
I can't recall. My mother was my mother. And I don't point fingers. And I would never, I don't care if she pissed me off to the highest level, the tallest mountain there is, she'll never know. She would never know. I'll suck it up and keep moving. I don't believe in pointing nobody's flaws out. Because none of us are perfect. Mm-hmm. And if I was to sit right here next to her and tell her, I would tell her that. I would tell her that I love her and I thank her and I appreciate her to the highest for all of the things that she taught me. Because whether you know it or not, whether it was positive or negative, you learn more from the negative than you do the positive. So thank you for all of it.
Absolutely.
For all of it. I wish she was here. Because I look at some of these kids and how they talk to their mom. I had to go off on a girl last week at work about how she was talking to her mom on the phone and your mom babysitting your kids. Where the hell a baby daddy at? Make him babysit. She getting on your
baby
nerves.
Daddy used to babysit.
Huh?
Well, he can't babysit because he's his children.
Yeah, you can't babysit. Not your own children. No. They're yours. You keep them. You know? She on the phone talking to her mom all rough. I say, you go call your mom out and apologize to her. She do too much. She do too much. Yeah, she gonna do too much because she got your damn kids and they probably getting on her nerves. Do you pay her? No. Do she ask you for money? No. Where your baby daddy at? I don't know. So that's not her responsibility. That's your responsibility. She doing you a favor. You ungrateful. Instead of being grateful. She don't have to watch your kids for you. She's doing you a favor. And that's where a lot of parents need to stop. Stop doing that. Because when they're showing ungratefulness to you, don't babysit their kids no more.
You feel like sometimes your kids show ungratefulness?
Now, Chester, you know if y'all show me ungratefulness, I will let each and every last one of y'all know because I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. But I'm not going to stop watching my grandkids. I'm going to just cuss you out, maybe punch you in your face or whatever.
And that's probably what that lady mama did too.
Yeah, but my grandbabies is my grandbabies. They're my hope. Oh, Lord, they're my heart.
Okay.
They're my heart. They don't do no wrong. They don't. Because they're babies.
Okay, girlfriend. Well, even two. Okay, so we kind of covered a lot. Again, I thank you, Mother, for being here on today's podcast with Chess. Pretty Lips Talk, and I was so thankful to be able to see your lips being the first lips on this podcast.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you all for watching. And before we leave, I would like to thank, but I would really like to wish a happy Heavenly Mother's Day to the beautiful Miss Pomeline. I wish you was here to join this podcast because I'm sure you would have had a lot to say too, girlfriend. But for the most part, I thank you guys for watching. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you guys next week. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, Pumpkin.